This week here in D.C., the American Conservative Union kicked off the annual Conservative Political Action Conference known as CPAC. One prominent GOP strategist described it as the Star Wars bar scene of the conservative movement. We're taking it to our roundtable with Charles Butler, conservative talk show host from Chicago, Sophia Nelson, political commentator for thegrio.com, Ken Blackwell, former Secretary of State of Ohio, also was a chairman of the Bush-Cheney reelection campaign, also in Ohio, and the Black Eagle for Sirius XM Radio, Joe Madison. All folks, welcome to the show. This CPAC discussion that I've been witnessing out of Washington, D.C., to me is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. No, it really is. Because here's the deal. It's 2013. Folks are all upset because CPAC didn't invite Governor Chris Christie or Governor Bob McDonnell. And I'm saying the presidential election is 3 years away. They can invite whoever they want to. I do think it's idiotic and stupid for them to invite Donald Trump.
Okay.
I mean, I grant you can invite anybody you want to.
No question.
But talk about somebody who is an absolute idiot. And then when you align yourself with someone like that who's an absolute birther, who says crazy stuff, and who absolutely pimped the conservative movement and the Republican Party during the 2012 presidential election, that to me does show if CPAC wants to be taken seriously, you don't invite a fool like that.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, what can you say? You know, I mean, as you said, Donald did pimp the party for self-aggrandizement. You know, he pimped his show, he publicized his show, those kind of things.
Because he had no intentions on running. No, it was a big joke.
Why would he want to? You know, I mean, he can't do what he wants to do in the White House. The White House, you know, 24/7. 365 a year with someone else, which is one of the things the president doesn't like. You know, he doesn't have a lot of, no president really has, I think, really enjoyed the presidency because of lack of privacy. But, you know, CPAC has been a lot of fun. It's been interesting. And this year I've seen more blacks, more Asians, and a lot of Hispanics that have basically taken over the program. Yesterday they did a program on immigration, and everyone on the dais were pro-immigration. Now, I know people who are anti.
That butt kick in November is a huge reason for that. I mean, let's just be honest. The Republican Party, you saw Senator John McCain when he ran for re-election. I mean, he ran as far away from his own position. At the end of the day, President Obama getting significant Latino support caused a huge flip in the Republican Party when it came to immigration. Joe, you're down there laughing.
No, the reason I'm laughing, I'm just tempted at saying we've got a lot from what? I mean, you know, is that 10 to 20? That's double your number. I mean, let's be.
I was there. I dropped by last year. I ain't seen many brothers and sisters there. Just let you know.
But here's the point, and I'm being kind. They obviously feel you're growing. And there's obviously an outreach effort. What I don't understand, though, is how the senator from Florida, who is supposed to have a really strong immigration position, didn't even bring it up. You would think he would bring it up.
He has gotten plenty of airtime on the issue. Nobody questions where Marco Rubio is on the issue of immigration and why and how he got there. But let me just say,
hold on.
You guys have in fact put a death knell in conservatism and Republican Party. We have 30 out of the 50 governors. You know, you said this is all a response to the last election.
It is.
No, it is not.
It
is not.
Senator John McCain, who was one of the strongest immigration reform advocates in America.
But it's people.
Hold on, one second.
Martin, but you're not a conservative. Day in and day out, I'm in there. So don't tell me what it is.
No, Ken. I can't tell you when Senator McCain ran. He ran so far from his own position because he had a Tea Party person running against him in the primary. Senator John McCain did. And all of a sudden, you had individuals who were strongly anti-immigration reform who flipped. So are you telling me, even with the glasses you have on, you cannot see how the Republican Party has flipped as a result of the butt kicking in November?
Hold it. Can I finish my
Go ahead.
First,
I need some binoculars if you can't see that.
No. We have 30 out of the 50 governors.
Right.
We have more state legislatures control both in the House and the Senate.
I never said Republican Party and conservatives are dead. I never said that.
So there's no reason to run away from principle and agenda.
I never said that, Ken. Ken, let me correct you. Obviously, you don't watch Washington Watch. I have talked about, in terms of the difference between running on a national scale, presidential races and congressional races and senatorial races, and what's happening in the states.
Ken, one second. I have said, Ken, 1 second.
Ken, you clearly don't watch this show, because my listeners, viewers will tell you, I have always talked about the fact that what happens with people most affected by state races, by county commissioners, by city councils. I've said that.
So
Ken,
hold on.
I never said that.
Don't define our response.
What I said is, on immigration reform, the party has changed because it was forced to when they saw 70+% of Hispanics go for President Obama. They said we got a problem, and even their own members have said it. Sophia.
Agree. What I would like to talk about, though, is the growth of the Republican Party and the conservative movement relative to people of color, because I think that's really the subtext of what we're talking about. And I respect Ken, but I respectfully disagree to say that, and I've heard this said on many occasions by different Republicans or conservatives, that we don't have a problem, and to continue to be in denial that we attract black people as Republicans or as conservatives or people of color. It's just not true. And at some point, we're going to have that come to Jesus meeting with ourselves and with the electorate that says, how do we take Republican politics or conservative message and actually really get voters of color to respond to us and want to be a part of us? I think that's the real issue we ought to be discussing, instead of pretending that we don't have a problem.
On a national level, that's not the problem.
I think when we talk about conservative, we have to remember that the term conservative is used synonymously with being racist and racism in the media by people all the time. And so when black folks say to you, well, how can you be a conservative? I'm not trying to conserve anything for white males. We're talking about morals, values, and outlook. And when we line this up like we did VON, people said, well, I guess I'm a conservative. Yes, you are a conservative, so why are you voting Democrat? And people go, well, I don't know, because my grandfather did, because my mother did.
That's not why. They got better outreach.
Hold tight 1 second. I got to pace some bills. Hold on, we got to conserve some money. Okay. Hold tight 1 second.